So it is now 3:30. I practically spent my whole afternoon from the time I put Madison for a nap till about half an hour ago. I sat outside and I read more of Malibu Rising. I cannot put this book down. This book is like, takes me into this world that I want to be in. And what I like about this book is that it's not fantasy, it's about like a real place. And I probably won't ever get to travel there. I've already come to reason with that. But if I had all the money in the world and I could travel, Malibu would definitely be a place I'd want to go. As you can see from the photo behind me, the beautiful beach in Mexico, that's where me and my hubby got married. So I have been to like a beautiful beach destination, but I don't know, this Malibu and I'm just in like the characters. It tells you about every character without, it doesn't go into like, I don't know how to explain, like so much detail about each character. You know the characters, you know their backstory, you can relate to the characters. I just find that this is an easy book to follow. It goes from the present and talks about their parents, the River Children's parents, and then talks about the present day with them when they're older, and then goes back to how their parents met and stuff like that. And I think it's a very cool kind of concept, the way it jumps back and forth. Some books, though, for me, when I find they jump back and forth, lately, the books that I've read, I found it hard to keep up with the books. I don't know why, but I just found it really hard to keep, I guess, immersed in the story, because I'd be like, okay, what happened? And then it went back to the past, and then it went back to the present, and I'm like, what just happened? And I had to read the book again, or the chapter again, and I found myself like I read. And I think for me, when it's easy to follow, when a book jumps back and forth, is good for me, because I can remember it and I can write my thoughts down, and then I can like do my reviews of my books and remember the books. Book reviews, I have like 5 of them right now. That's not the point. I need to work on those, but I can't put this book down. If you're into books, like, this is a book that will take you somewhere else where you don't have to travel. This book literally just takes me into that world, and I can imagine the beach and the house, and I love this. I love it. I love the thought of real world places, I guess, or books that are set in places that you could visit. I'm on page 75, and I'm going to read a little bit more of this. I finished Malibu Rising. You can see I enjoyed it. I have all the tabs on it. This book is almost 400 pages. This book was a very quick read for me, I find, which was usually 300, 400 pages takes me a while, but I think it depends on the book. And it's been a while since I had a book like this that I just kind of feel like I flew through it personally. Yeah, I flew through this book. I won't say much about this book, but when I got to the end of the book, I was happy, but I was disappointed as well. I think I expected more near the end of the book, like some kind of wow end factor for the book. I don't really know what I expected, but when the end of the book came, I was kind of like, okay, cool. So that's it. Definitely this book I would give a 4.5 out of 5, just because, like I said, the end did not wow me. Also, this was my first Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I also have her other book, The Seven Husbands book, which I cannot think of the name right now, but I can't wait to read that book. This book gave me a huge summer feel. It was about a super rich family, obviously in Malibu. And it goes through their life. Mostly it goes back and forth, so it's one of those books that will go from the present and the past. So what happened before, what happens now. It talks about their parents a lot. Lots of family drama in this book. Lots of, what did I just read in this book? Lots of things where it's kind of just, and there was a few chapters in here, or I find, I don't know, there's a few characters in here that I don't think were necessary. I feel like she overdid some of the characters. When she finally introduced another character near the end, we never really did find out more about that character, and I was kind of just like, oh, okay, so why did you even introduce this character when you didn't give us much information? And the character seems like they should have been a part of the book from the start. So I guess for me, I was kind of like, oh, well, okay, this character was pointless then. Don't introduce this character. And for me, the character, like I said, it should have been a very important character in the book. You should have introduced this character at the start of the book. And then it's like, oh, here's this character. And this was like, oh goodness. Did I tab it? I don't know if I tabbed it. So yeah, the character is actually, so you can see the character comes on this page, and this is page 237. So this is like halfway, not even halfway. This is like almost like the book is almost done. And they introduce this character. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was it. So I don't know. I think I did read this in one of my previous videos when I unboxed this book, but I'll kind of read it again for you. Malibu, August 1983. It's the day of Nina Riva's annual end of summer party, and anticipation is at fever pitch. Everybody wants to be around the famous Rivas. Nina, the talented surfer and supermodel, brothers Jay and Hud, one a championship surfer, and the other a photographer, and their adored baby sister, Kit. The siblings are a source of fascination, especially as the offspring of legendary musician Mick Riva. The only person not looking forward to the party of the year is Nina herself. She had just been very publicly abandoned by her pro tennis player husband. Oh, and maybe Hud, because it is long past time for him to confess something to his dear brother. Jade, on the other hand, is counting the minutes until nightfall, when the girl he can't stop thinking about promised she'll be there, and Kit has a couple of secrets of her own. By the morning, the River Mansion will have gone up in flames, but before the first spark in the early hours, before dawn, the alcohol will flow, the music will play, and the loves and secrets that shape the rivers will all come rising to the surface. Malibu Rising is a story about one unforgettable night in the life of a family. The night they each have to choose what they will keep from people who made them and what they will leave behind. So this does say, Reid has once again crafted a fast-paced, engaging novel that smoothly transports readers between decades and storylines. So I think that's why I went through this book so fast. It was fast-paced. It was like this. It was a lot of drama. Lots of drama. Like, it was just every single... This book does not go by chapters. It actually goes by... So... You see here it says 1 a.m. So the book starts at 7 a.m. and it will go through 7 a.m. and then it will go through, where is it? Okay, midnight. Where's the other one? Excuse me. Oh boy. 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Okay, maybe it, oh, here we go. $19.81. So it will go, when it's a date, it goes, so when it shows a date on the page, it goes back to the past. And then when it has a time, it's what's happening now, which I think is kind of a neat way of how she distinguished between this is happening right now and this happened in the past. I find I've read a few books like that, and some of the books just confuse me because they don't write the book in chapters, and they don't really make it clear if this happened before or if this happened now. So there's a few books that I read like that. One of them I remember was The Host, and I figured it just confused me lots. I don't know why. I was just really confused by the back and forth of that book. But this book really kept it simple, and you kind of know what's happening now, what's happening later, what happened before. The current book that I am almost finished actually is the one that is a movie that just came out as a movie. The book by Delia Owens, Where the Crawdads Sing. That just came out as a movie. I'm pretty much almost in the book. I hope to finish it tonight, if not tomorrow, because I got another book to start, blah, blah, blah. But this book, if you've read Taylor Jenkins Reid or you know about her, but you haven't read this book, I definitely recommend read this book. Pick it up from the library, read it on your Kobo, buy the book, thrift the book, whatever you do for books. Definitely read this book. I cannot wait to read The Seven Husbands, which I do have of her. And I haven't really decided. I have a few mixed reviews on Daisy Jones and The Six by her. I haven't really decided if I want to read that book or not yet. I might get it from the library and read it, but I don't know. But this is about Malibu Rising. Like I said, this book was super fast for me. I believe this book I probably could have finished in 3 days. If not, I could have finished this book probably in 24 hours or in the day. But of course, reality, life, stuff like that. I don't live on my own, family, blah, blah, blah. So I would not really have a day to just sit down and read this all day. but I feel like this is a book. If you had the time, you could read this book in 24 hours for sure. So if you enjoyed this Taylor Jenkins Reid book vlog, don't forget to comment down below. Tell me if you read this book. Tell me if you read any of her other books, or if you know any of her other books that are really good that you thought were like, yeah, if you know any other books that were really good, comment them in the below and maybe I will take a look and read them. My next vlog for books, I want to do I don't really want to call it 24-hour reading vlog, but I want to read, so I'm going to do like maybe a day or 2 days where I just read all Colin Hoover books. I have about four I believe, 4 Colin Hoover books, and I want to just read Colin Hoover books for like 2 or 3 days. See how far I get in my Colin Hoover books. That's my plan. I do have another book unboxing to do, which I finally did go on Book Outlets, and I got I got books from Book Outlets. I will tell you what Book Outlet is. I will tell you why I think I will get more books from Book Outlets. And yeah, I'm gonna do like a Book Outlet haul as well as a video where I tell you what Book Outlet is and stuff like that. Blah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Tuesday and Thursday of lifestyle and